In an ancient time, when a terrible evil threatens the land, only one man can save the world.
Say what? Get out of here.
What? What's the meaning of this?
Oh, we'll just take off that broken record.
I say.
Here, hold my earrings while I take this monster down. I've got your back, darling. We just might burn down this town. Oh no, oh yeah. When you're up against a challenge and you need a helping hand, we've got an arsenal of fireballs, steel stilettos, and a cat. Oh yeah.
Hi, and welcome to Here Hold My Earrings. My name is Al. I'm your DM today. And with me, we have Yvonne, Henrietta, Laura, Daria, and Susan. Yvonne?
Hi, I'm Yvonne from Canada, and I play Cracker, a half-orc barbarian.
Henrietta?
Hi, I'm Henrietta. I'm from Norway and I play a Kalistar druid named Dalin.
Laura?
Hi, I'm Laura from Germany and I'm playing Byleth, a Dragonborn wizard.
Daria?
Daria from Poland, and I play a tiefling sorcerer named Zenis.
And Susan.
Hi, I'm Susan. I'm from America, and I play Moxie, a half-elf bard.
Terrific. And Yvonne, take it away.
Okay, this might be, as per usual, a little detailed, but here we are. So, it's after the battle, and What's-Her-Head's disappeared, that maniac, and we're left with a deflated Iggy, and the mayor tells us that he's indebted to us. Gravenhollow is our next stop. That's the quick summary. And here's the long one. So the mayor returns with a scroll and a pot of liquid, and he plucks a mushroom out of the ground, and he dips it into the pot. This is the mushroom. He says, "Don't worry, I'll put you back down in a minute." And Cud's worried we'll abandon him if he gives us the map, but Dalin convinces him that we need him, and he's welcome to be with us until he attacks or betrays us. And he makes us a map, and it's looking good. And Dalin makes some tea. And we realize nobody looked under Iggy, so the mayor slides on over and uses his stalk to lift it up. "We've never had a situation like this. He didn't speak until that horrible goddess showed up. I've heard of a..." And this part I might not get right here. "I've heard of a Gulphius tree, a kind of plant, like a large mushroom. But it's a tree he's never seen, and they grow out of wood that's poisoned or cursed like a vampire." I don't know what that was about, but he said that, and I'm like, this is a Gulphius tree? I don't know. And the mayor says, "If you can find what's led to this corruption, you can keep it." So in we go. So Cracker belly crawls under the cap and finds a little shiny metal device that looks like a small flute. And Dalin dives under as well, but I can't remember what she found or if it was right away. And Byleth and Moxie use Mage Hand to get in there. We come across what looks like a corpse. Another one that looks like it could be a giant, very large humanoid, but it looks like, well, kind of a giant. It's devoured, skeletal, and it has a metal brooch on it, and it's in the shape of a scroll, a metal scroll. It's about 1 meter long, and it's 20 pounds, and Moxie and Byleth mage hand it out of there together. And they turn it over, and on the back, it reads in everyone's native language, "Property of Gravenhollow." And Moxie points out that we should probably return it. And underneath it, it just says, "Donda esta biblioteca." Moxie says it, and the scroll opens up and unfurls, and you see a glowing map that shows where we are, glowing dot, in what's written in a language as Neverlight Grove, and traces a path through the Underdark, with initial intersections and a little counter that ticks off seconds as you go. Byleth and Moxie decide not to show Cud so he doesn't get jealous, but they do realize there's 6 days left on the counter of the map. And Moxie says it moves every 6 days as this is opened, resetting the counter. And the scale of the map tells us we're about 150 miles away, a stretch of about 6 days. And Byleth notices that it's a topographical map, and she suspects the distance on foot would probably exceed 150 miles, so we need help. There's a ravine, there's a detour around it, a small stream, and there seems to be a way across the ravine, but we can't really see how that works out on the map itself. And she can see Gauntlgrim and Menzoberranzan, Gracklesburg, and Blingdenstone on the map. And Byleth asks the mayor if he can get us there faster. And he says something like, well, when we travel, sproutlings rode on the back of adults, and we could find one of the last rangers to accompany you if that would be helpful. You know, a ranger or someone with more magical abilities. We all look at each other and remember our last ranger. And Zenise is also under the remains of Iggy, and she doesn't find another giant, but she finds what appears to be a cloak. It's in very good condition. It's all black and seems to have a design motif in the form of spider webs. It's a shoulder to knee length cloak, black with silver trim, spider brooch, and a clasp at the front. The mayor says it has a whiff of drow about it. There's a malevolent force in the middle. As we go deeper, the resistance is greater. Delin tries to burn. No joy. And I hack away at it. Something crawls out of this weird orb. And a devil baby says, "Ah," like a vampire. And it skitters around horrifyingly, nimbly, while it tries to bite. And Cracker takes a swing in a horrified manner from her belly position and misses. The thing has cover from those inside or outside. So inside we can get close enough to hit it because we're belly crawling, but it wasn't easy. Moxie's going to try and follow the path to help. And Delin produces a flame and tries to shoot a flame but misses. But it lands near the demon baby, and the demon baby doesn't seem to flinch from the heat. And then she fortunately throws a healing word Cracker's way, and Byleth heads in and messages Cracker, "What the hell's going on in there?" And I'm freaking out. "Demon baby, trying to bite me." And Zenise magic missiles the baby, fortunately, and keeps spanking it with that. And then it makes eye contact with Cracker. And Cracker's overcome with a wild maternal instinct and steps between Delin and the baby. Takes a couple of loose swings at her and misses. Moxie slides in and stabs at the baby, drawing drops of black ichorish blood. And Delin shifts into the form of a Dimetrodon. Her sail slices through Igmorgus as she walks. Her bite misses. Byleth tries to restrain the demon baby with a rope and gets wrapped up in a rope and restrained, which is really good. So the baby is now bundled up. What do you call it when you swaddle it? Oh, yeah, swaddled the baby. And Zenise keeps firing missiles, which is really good, and keeps spanking the baby. And the baby reaches out and grabs hold of Cracker's hair and pulls her face towards her and kisses it. Fortunately, Cracker's been here before with stupid vampire babies. And with a migraine that she now has, she slashes out at the baby. And Moxie illusions the lullaby to the baby that she heard before, which is really good. And Delin bites herself. And Byleth uses chill touch on the baby. Aramikos away. And the baby says, Aramikos away. And winks out with the smell of sulfur and leaving behind these big eggshells that Moxie drags out, which are really, really heavy. And they are super stinky. And then under the eggshells, Moxie will find a thin tome with a metal clasp, appearing as if it's locked, large, flat, and thin. And she's trying to figure out what it is. There's no writing on the cover, but there's an image of a man with a pointy beard. And the whistle turns out to be a hellhound summoner that then explodes directly after. The cloak was a Puwafi, a drow cloak that it deteriorates if exposed to sunlight. 1 hour and it's a dish rag. But it's a camel cloak. Kind of cool. And there's a pearl that has the activation world radius. Once it activates, it will hover around the user and provide a +1 to saving throws, which is pretty fancy. But then it and can be sacrificed. And the eggshells are worth a fortune, surprisingly, because it's pretty hard to come across something like that birthed a demon baby. And then we talk about Graven Hollow a bit, trying to figure out what we're going to do. And there's also a light crossbow with some lightning damage, which looks pretty fun. So Byleth takes that. And Moxie talks to the book while Delin tries to dispel the warding that's on it. And the book speaks that it belongs to Agamemnon Scorch, and it's traveled through the astral plane. It's a research document on demons and fiends. The password's known to Agamemnon Scorch and his simulacra. Anyone with a password can open this book. And then journal entries require an additional password. So we can track down the me and words this morning. We can track down Agamemnon Scorch. And this book has been through plane of air, astral, and lots of other places. And we have to keep it cold. 135 Kelvin. So into the bag of holding it goes. It's frosted up and the face is inert. So we head back to the lake, take a well-deserved bath, even cracker. And Mayor Frank invites us back to Neverlight Grove main area and celebrates a little bit and sort of gets us organized for our next step. And Delin feels a vibration in her bag and takes out the blue mushroom and her sending stones. We get a call from Susna and she needs some vegetarian options. And Delin turns to the mayor and asks him for some delicious mushrooms that aren't sentient. And she finds the healing mushroom and runs over to the Knoll Cracker and tries to get her potion back, and it works. And then there's this creepy, glowing, pitted mushroom. Elderly druid dude shows up, and Delin asks him for his resume, and he hands her his CV. She looks it over. He can do some plant grow. He says he has some mushroom spraying abilities, and obviously some dysfunction. Byla says, "I don't like this guy," and he wanders off muttering how rude we are. Mayor Frank deflates as he tells us he was hoping we'd take him off their hands, so it's a good thing we insulted him. Because that way he's not coming with us. So we take any of the ones that make food or water. We got portobello, bread mushroom, water, butter, wine mushrooms. And we all set out full of joy and optimism. We actually helped someone without massacring everyone and not without burning down their town. And the main takeaway was never trust babies or children. The end.
Amazing.
Oh, I love it.
Well
Children's
done.
Story time.
Yvonne, you get like 2 points of inspiration if you could have it. So well done. That was very good. A master class in creative summation and storytelling. Yeah, quite the raconteur. Good. Does anybody want to add anything? I'm not sure that anything needs to be added, but yep, speak up.
Henrietta or Delin found the pearl because
yeah.
you didn't know anymore, and Zenise took the bow, not me.
Oh, okay.
I think that's what she
Mhm.
said. So
Okay. Thank you. Yeah. Well done.
otherwise, it was perfect.
It
Thanks.
was. Similar.
Simulacrum.
Just call him
Yeah.
It's just a clone.
Yeah. The
Well,
clone.
you see, the thing is, there's actually a clone spell, which
I
is
know.
not the same.
Still a clone.
So you can imagine running into Agamemnon Scorch, and he'll be like, actually. Yes, it's excellent. So I feel like we covered quite a lot there. Well done. Is there anything anybody wants to do as you guys are heading out into the deep Underdark?
Yes. I want to take another sending stone from my bag. Because I suddenly remembered that I had one. And it's the sending stone to Siloth Hall.
Mm.
And I am going to send a sending spell through it. And I have written it down, so it's exactly 25 words.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna put it in my mouth and just send the spell. Update from Delin. Sorry for not checking in. A lot has happened. Mold spreading. Sucked Moi is the cause. Pregnant. Currently in the Underdark. And gonna put it in my bag and okay, we're ready to go.
Excellent. Well done. Can you actually put that in the game chat?
Mhm.
I'll copy it over to my notes. There will be a response. Message acknowledged concerning. Well done. Stay on course. The Queen will be notified. At the next teleportation circle, use these coordinates, and then a group of coordinates are provided to come back to the Feywild and make an in-person report. Also, give us coordinates if reinforcements are needed. And the message ends.
That's gonna be fun. Kind of not the same person that I was, but fine.
Yeah, reincarnation makeover. Although technically you didn't exactly die.
No, not exactly.
Not exactly. Does anybody know? Is anybody curious who this person is that Delin is conversing with? I'm not sure everybody knows who this is.
Yeah, I don't
Nope.
know.
I have no idea.
It's like who are you on the phone with? That's kind of sus. It's like nobody. Really? Let me see. No.
Not gonna tell you.
Do you
Text
have other friends?
out on a date with your
I'm
girlfriend or
very
your
jealous.
boyfriend, and there's somebody's texting somebody else and laughing. You're like, what's funny?
Well,
Yeah. Or keep it a secret. I mean, it's up to you.
well, it's kind of my boss, my former boss, my commander, and I was tasked to investigate the mold, and my troop got slaughtered, and I followed the tracks because someone was dragged away, and I followed the tracks, and I ended up in the Temple of Lolth, where I met Satina and some other people, and that's kind of the start of my journey here.
Okay.
Any questions? And this is coming from somebody who does not have pointy ears. She looks completely human on the outside. You know she has telepathy because you've seen her use it a number of times. No questions?
Well, since when do you take orders from anybody but yourself?
Well,
I mean,
I
That's a
that's
fair
how.
question, really.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, a lot has happened, and kind of I kind of grew, and I just figured I need to take care of myself, and of course those closest to me. But I lost my whole troop, and well, it's kind of it's hard to explain. I changed. I used to be a wood elf well, it's not that long ago, a couple of months ago, but it feels like a lifetime ago. And well, I think I just experienced so much that I feel like I need to go my own way and make my own decisions. But I also feel that I have to kind of report. I promised that I would see this through, and I'm going to. So, and I, well, kind of forgot about I had that sending stone. So, but since I got a message from Sasna, I remembered. So I just had to make an update. Short story.
Okay.
Yeah, long story short.
But wait a minute, you were an elf? That's confusing.
Yeah, I know.
From the half elf.
Yeah, from the half elf that's kind of confused and curious as to how this happened all at the same time.
Well, I don't know how it happened, but we were fighting some dragons, and I was sprayed with some acid of sorts, and I kind of blacked out for a moment. And when I came to, I was almost a new person. I still have the memories, but I don't feel like I'm. It's more like a story, if you know what I mean.
Moxie turns and looks at Byleth questioningly.
Well,
Don't look at me.
I
thought
It had nothing to do with it.
No, I don't think any of you were here when that happened.
There was also black mold involved.
Yeah, of course. There's always black mold.
there's lots of mold around here, and she kind of looks at Cud and his obsession with eating the stuff, and back at Byleth, like, huh?
Well, it might be kind of a chemical reaction with the acid, with the mold. I don't know. It just happened. And I don't know why. And I used to be a soldier. And I was a good soldier. I followed orders. I did what I was told. But I don't know. Something changed. Hard to
That was the
explain.
mold's fault, is
Yeah.
what you're saying.
Let's blame it on the mold.
Okay.
That poor malign mold. It just wants to consume things. That's all. It's just hungry. So, does everybody see Delin in a different light now?
I mean, I've seen lots of weird people, so doesn't. Whatever.
Yeah, and for those of you who met Satina, she used to be a gnome, not a dwarf. That happened.
Well,
Yeah, short
I'm
is
not
short.
surprised by anything anymore, so we loved you before and after.
Aw. Thank you.
Moxie's still trying to figure out this whole no longer an elf thing. It is like
could she?
intriguing to her. Wonders if it's possible.
Well, you can see that it is.
Oh, well.
No longer a wood elf. Well, you don't have any proof that I used to be one, I guess.
I was gonna say, she doesn't understand. She's just like, huh, debating in her own head as to whether or not she could experiment.
Go ahead.
How does she do that? Does she sort of take her semi-pointed ears and sort of fold them over until they don't look pointy anymore?
She's kind of like trying to hide them with her hair or like cover them. Kind of wonders if her dagger would work and how painful it would be.
I can do minor illusion. Maybe that's less painful.
Yeah,
I feel like that
but
would only work on one ear at a time, though. So she
only
would
on
have
one
like
ear,
one.
though.
yeah, minor illusion may work, but she'd still know that the ears were there. So it wouldn't help much. But
that said, as a bard who presumably does a bit of writing on the side, the ears are very useful for tucking pencils behind.
yeah, but so are regular ears. just because they have points doesn't mean they're as useful as normal regular human ears.
All right, okay.
Don't you like being a half-elf? Don't you like your elven half?
She kind of looks at you and glares.
Okay. Well, I loved it. I loved being a
Well, that makes one of us. She kind of mutters to herself.
Little elf hatred.
Just a bit.
Self-hatred. Elf hatred.
A little bit of both.
Sorry.
No, you're not. Sorry, not sorry.
I'm definitely not sorry.
Exactly. That's okay.
Yeah. Cool. Well, that was good. Anybody want to say anything else? Cud comes over and there's like a little tear dangling from his eye, and he just gives Delin a giant hug. Cud knows loss also. Big squeeze.
Please. You're kind of squashing me.
Oh, God, sorry. And he puts you down gently and then pats you on the head, which, is so strong, it kind of like forces your head down into your shoulders a little bit.
My knees buckle. Thank you, God.
God had to say goodbye to his love, but it never would have worked out.
Oh yeah, the
She's
child.
vegan and I only eat meat. Oh, dates were a nightmare.
I thought you were gonna say something about your brother, but yes.
Oh, fuck him. Gore, gore, gore.
Yeah.
Stomp, stomp, stomp. Charge, charge, charge. That's all he ever wanted. He would never have appreciated the finery, the ceremony associated with a nice cup of tea.
True.
And he immediately sits down without actually sitting on anything. He does a one-legged squat, and then he props his other leg over in a cross-legged position, and he pulls out a teapot and immediately starts pouring tea for himself. Where he keeps it, how he keeps it hot, how he doesn't spill it, these are mysteries for everyone to resolve at some later date. Here. And he gives you a cup.
Thank you. Where do you keep that?
And he looks at you and says, well, where do you keep things when you turn into an animal?
I really don't know. It just kind of gets absorbed. I don't know. I don't know how it works. It just does. But I
You're
can
basically
choose to
saying,
kind of not absorb it and just throw everything on the ground if I want to. But then I have to pick everything up, tidy up, and so I don't do that.
he looks at you. Why don't you roll a charisma check?
Oh,
You can choose persuasion if you want.
okay. 18.
Don't tell anyone my secret.
I won't.
And he leans in very close, such that he's trying to hide himself from the rest of the party with your body. And you watch as he reaches up to one of his horns, and you hear eek, 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 eek. And he unscrews one of his horns, and inside it's an open cavity.
Oh,
Shh.
of course.
This is where I keep all my valuables when I travel. You don't want pickpockets.
True. That's a great hiding place. Great.
Isn't it?
Yeah. Really?
I broke it off when I was just a calf, but instead of throwing it away, this very nice blacksmith helped me create this little device. And then I ate him.
Oh, yeah, of course it is.
He was very tasty and helpful.
Yeah.
Anyway, just between us girls.
Yeah.
And then he screws it back in. I wonder if those two also have hiding places in their horns. Do you think I should try it when they're sleeping?
Yeah. You really should.
Oh, good idea. Maybe
Yeah.
tonight when they're sleeping, I'll try to get one of their horns.
Yeah.
Who should I try?
I don't know. Give me a number between 1 and 10.
16.
Okay.
No, wait, 99.
Okay.
421. Am I close?
No.
Oh.
I guess the mold isn't working that way. You just the first one that you look at. when you wake up. Take that one.
Oh, okay, that's easy.
Yeah.
I like
but
the red one. She's got nice little horns, but the big dragonborn, her horns look bigger. She probably has more hiding space in those. Plus, she's always dangling things on there anyway.
yeah, but don't hurt them. Be careful.
Oh. Oh, yeah, sure. You know me.
Yeah.
I'm like a bull in a china. No, that's not the right one. It'll be fine, I'm sure. This'll be fun.
Yeah. Can't wait.
Evil is as evil does, as far as I might say.
Well, that's not evil. That's just being kind of playful, isn't it?
Some say playful, some say chaotic evil. You know. Well, this ought to be an interesting long rest. So you wake up and you're in
Never gone
combat
longer.
as Scud has got one of you in a headlock. Come on, which one is it? Let me take a look inside. I want to see what you've got. Just show it to me already. Does it break off? Does it unscrew? It's like all right. Now that we've got some shenanigans planned, this is fun. Yay.
Oh,
Aren't you glad you just have pointy ears?
no, definitely not.
Why are you two whispering?
Bone Cracker says.
We are playing a game. A whisper game.
Can I play too? I have very good hearing.
Well, maybe next time we need to get going. Need to go to Gravenhall.
Mm. All right, fine. Where are the little young ones?
I don't know.
Moxie looks at Maliborn and cocks an eyebrow.
Maliborn puts a hand on his carved naked chest and just looks a little bit astonished and surprised. Oh, was I supposed to be looking after them? I didn't realize. I'm so sorry. Please don't hit me.
Sorry, my toe.
Your toe. Did you want me to do something with your toe?
No.
I mean, I
facetious.
haven't. I was young and I really needed the money. I'll do it if you insist, but
No.
no, thank God. Thank the gods. And he looks at your toe, is your toe clean? Does it have fungus?
No.
No, it's not clean?
No, they're clean. I mean, we did take a bath.
I don't know. If you've seen some people take baths, they don't always wash their feet.
Oh, well.
Always do.
Same.
Some people stand in the shower and they think because the water runs over their feet, it's clean. That they don't actually do any cleaning. You see enough of this when you go to public pools and places, or share a shower room with guys in a locker room.
I hear Laura like kind of cringing in the background.
How's that extra food hanging there, Laura? You feeling like it's kind of
Not thinking
regurgitating a
about it.
little? Like gurgle. Okay. So, if we're all ready to set out, is there anything else anybody wants to do? Well done, Henrietta. You got a point of inspiration for that as well.
Thank you.
Okay, so you guys set off into the Underdark. You are traveling for quite some time, several days actually, and the advantage of leaving Neverlight Grove once it's been cleansed is that the tunnels look just genuinely nice and pretty, and but increasingly they seem more Underdark like, which is to say primarily stone and rock and loose earth, and less floral, if you can, or fungal even. And the kaleidoscope of colors and fluorescence and bioluminescence slowly gives way to a monotonous gray, dark brown. Although you can see colors because several of you rely on light as opposed to dark vision, it still mostly falls into some of the more neutrally colors. There are occasional sparkles as you come across shiny minerals. They don't necessarily look particularly valuable, although none of you is a gem cutter or an expert in jewelry. But they do seem like they could just be shiny materials like zinc or something similar. Even fool's gold. As you have left Neverlight Grove, the warmth that you experienced in the grove gives way to a coolness. And for the first day or so, you notice that the humidity is reducing. But after the third day, the humidity starts to pick up again. And towards the end of the third day, you feel as if there is actually a breeze carrying cold dampness, and you can see condensation along the cavern walls, the tunnel walls, whether they're purple worm made or natural formations, or in a couple of cases, you even come across what look like collapsed or semi-collapsed ancient tunnels carved out of the stone by some race that has stone carving capabilities. There are several signs that a few of these tunnels were made by drow or elves or maybe some gnomes or dwarves occasionally. Just nothing major. They aren't grand hallways leading to kingdoms or anything. They just seem to be utilitarian tunnels, but they have some dwarven markings, which could be gnomish or dwarven signs. They have some elven markings. Occasionally there's a little bit of a floral script or a tiny little image of a spider somewhere, which gives you the sensation that they're more drow as opposed to surface elves. And you feel as if this is someplace that is getting closer to civilization because of these bits of sign. As you approach the main area, you're about a day away from this so-called ravine on this Donde está la biblioteca magical brooch. You start to hear the sound of water. It's kind of rushing a little bit, but there's also dripping. And it's consistent enough that you know you must be near some source of water, because in your experience in the Underdark so far, sometimes you pass through an area that's got some water that's just coming through the ceiling above you, or it's some function of local flora gathering moisture out of the air and then pooling it, and then you pass out of the area. But this is increasingly becoming more humid, colder, and damper. Maybe one or two of you are even starting to sniffle a little bit, feeling a bit chill. It's not just cold air, it's actually damp on your skin, even down to your bones a little bit. Zanice might feel especially susceptible, since she is quite comfortable in hot, dry climates, but cold and wet isn't particularly nice for her. How does Zanice sound when she sneezes? Very good. Does Byleth sneeze and spray acid everywhere?
Yes. She's trying not to, but she can't control it. She's very ashamed of it too.
And as you all look back occasionally over your shoulders just to check that you're not being followed, you see little smoking puddles of acid where Byleth has sneezed or smeared some mucus from her nose on the walls just to sort of get it off her hands. And it's just sort of smoking, and you can hear it sizzle when it touches something that's got a bit of organic material in it or can break down fairly easily. Like a trail of alien blood. All right. You guys are in some tunnels. They're very, very wet and slick. You can move without any risk when you move at normal speed. If you decide to dash, you will be rolling a simple dexterity check to make sure you don't lose your footing. Okay. It's dark. Can you guys see the map?
Yes.
Okay, great. And you are, not only do you see a fair amount of moisture and hear some water up ahead, somewhere in the distance, you think you hear a gentle melody. It's not in any language any of you understand. It doesn't even sound like actual words for most of you. It does have a faint Elvish tinge to it for those of you who speak Elvish. But other than that, it's not really obvious what this is. But it's coming from up ahead.
Guess we just have to move forward.
And the map does indicate that you should be moving in that direction. And also, CUD tells you that you're on the right path.
I'm with you.
I'm going to try listening to the kind of sound music to see if there are any lyrics or anything. Just keeping my listening.
Yeah. It's a bit sad and quiet sounding.
So should we try and sneak, or should we just...
King. Crying somethings are always creepy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true.
Not falling for this ever again.
Maybe it's just a merchant and they just want to sell you something.
Or a vampire that just wants to kiss you
Oh, come on. I did that like
2 times.
twice.
it wasn't even a vampire. It was a demon. Whatever.
Demon, vampire,
Demon,
baby.
vampire.
Still a kid.
Yeah.
Man. You do see up ahead what appears to be a very small, lithe, young, elven girl. Even from here, you can see her pointy ears. So, point for the pointy-eared crew. She looks very small. She looks like she's maybe, for those of you who are familiar with elf culture and elf biology, she looks like she's not a full-grown adult. Somewhere between her childhood and sort of intervening years. And she is kneeling on the ground in front of what appear to be 2 mounds of earth. And she's slightly crying, but also slightly just playing with some stones in front of her. Her back is toward you.
Really want to turn into Saber-Tooth Tiger and pounce.
No.
You'll get
bad kitty.
advantage, that's for sure.
No, I'm not gonna do that. I don't know, should we sneak in or should we just approach her?
Maybe not all at once. Probably freak her out. I'll probably freak her out. Anybody small?
Let's
What
send
about
Cud.
Yeah,
what
let's
about
send-
Moxie?
that'd be great.
Because she's also half elf. So
Yeah.
someone familiar.
Yeah, Moxie
Just
might be alright.
because I have pointy ears doesn't mean.
Oh, that is, oh man, that is definitely racial profiling. Oh my gosh.
I mean, well,
Man, we
I
are
can also
definitely
go,
going
but
to get
I'd
it.
probably scare her.
we are going to get a letter of a very strongly worded letter of protest from the pro-elf establishment, I have to say. The Elf Anti-Defamation League.
The eel?
Yeah, the Eedle.
The Eedle. The Eedle.
Okay. I'm not gonna rush up, but I'm not gonna sneak either. I'm just gonna kind of cautiously walk up.
Okay. And when you do you like, how do you make your presence known, or do you just assume that she's going to notice you?
I'm just gonna kind of cough slightly.
And when you cough, she jumps up and turns around and faces you. Oh, I didn't notice you. What are you doing here?
Just traveling. What are you doing here?
Oh, I'm just looking after my parents. And you spot 2 mounds, and at the end of the 2 mounds, there are a couple of larger stones, almost like they're headstones. And from your distance with your keen elven eyesight, you can see that they have little images carved into them.
Unicorn. Okay.
Wait a minute. Are we sure she's even an elf? Remember the last time we ran into a unicorn that wasn't a unicorn?
Well, these are images on rocks, but yes, you could always have Cud go over there and try to pull her ears off if you want.
How long have you been
Wouldn't
here?
be the first time.
Alone.
Oh, I don't remember. It's a while now. I made the graves for them.
What happened?
Oh, it's a long story. We are we're pilgrims. My parents are wood elves, and they very much wanted to go and see the Underdark for, well, they like to experience things. And we decided to make a family trip of it. Dad was always so headstrong. Mom was sweet, but she didn't think it was a good idea, but she didn't argue. And we encountered some not very nice people. They made Mummy very sad, and Daddy was, well, it was horrible. They took us, they put us in chains, and they said they would sell us for a fair price. But then one day Mummy said she had figured out a way to get us free. She knew something about herbs, you see, and she had found some mushrooms that she said could put them all to sleep. And we managed to get away. We came to a river, a ravine in a river, and we thought if we jumped into the river, we'd be able to escape them, but they followed us. And when we made it to these tunnels, well, Mummy and Daddy tried to hold them off, and they told me to run. But I didn't run. I just ran and hid. And then, well, the big one put a sword through Daddy, and one of the others. Oh, it was terrible. And then they came looking for me, and I ran and ran and ran, but, well, I was able to get away. I found a way to escape their clutches. And then when I woke up, they were gone. and I came here, and I decided to take care of Mommy and Daddy. Do you like the sketches? I couldn't remember exactly what it looked like, but this is what Mommy and Daddy used to pray to.
Okay. Yeah, it's great. It's wonderful. The ones that captured you and hurt your mommy and daddy, did they look like him? And I'm going to point to Malborn.
She looks at him. Oh, is he an elf as well? He's very dark colored.
Yeah, he's a dark elf. So it wasn't the dark elves that captured you.
No. They look more like her. And she points at Cracker.
Oh. So
Some of
orcs.
them. Well, it wasn't just them. It was a few different ones. There were little, I think they're called dwarves. But it was a
Flavors.
mixed group.
Okay.
They were very mean.
The dwarves, were they dark skinned as well?
Oh, grayish maybe?
Yeah. Great, okay. But how did you survive here? How did you eat?
Oh, ever since Mummy and Daddy died, I haven't really been very. I don't know, I just lost my appetite.
Understandable. Can I try and do an insight check? Try to kind of read her body language if she's kind of faking it?
Sure.
Just try and see if she's...
What are you looking for exactly? Like, to describe what your check involves.
Well, if she's crying, I'm going to look for tears, kind of look at her demeanor. Does she look really sad, or... And just look at her kind of body language to see if she's... I guess she's a little nervous meeting someone else down here, but if she doesn't look nervous, that's kind of a
Okay.
warning sign.
Absolutely, yeah. Okay. Yeah, go ahead and roll your insight check.
16.
I mean, it feels like nothing about her body language is inconsistent with the story she's told you.
Okay.
She does look genuinely sad. Her clothing is torn. She has scratches and cuts on her body, on the visible parts of her arms and legs. Her hair is bedraggled. Her face is dirty. She doesn't have any tears on her face, but that could just be because she's, for all you know, she could be dehydrated.
Yeah.
And you would know that because you've got a good wisdom score and you have some medicine experience. Her fingernails are bloody and dirty. And you can see she's actually missing several fingernails.
Oh. I am going to give her some water and some rations. And I'm going to turn back to the group and... Okay, her story seems legit. What do we do with her? Can we leave her? No, we can't leave her.
She'll be fine.
She'll be fine. Leave her some rations and be on her way. No.
Hey kid, do you have any money on you?
Yeah. Do you want to pay for those rations?
They don't grow on trees, you know.
Yeah. Hard to come by. What should we do? Should we bring her with us?
she wants to leave, yeah. Can't
Well-
leave her here.
No, but I'm not carrying her parents, okay?
No, they're staying.
Yeah, because we have done that before as well, dragging around the corpse. So, not doing that again.
The smell.
Yeah,
Ugh.
the spell.
Plus, it
Okay.
just raises all kinds of questions
Oh.
everywhere you go.
It does.
You want to let her know? Let her know she's coming with us?
Yeah, sure. I'm really not good with kids, but sure.
There.
So, we are going to a place called Graven Hollow. It has a lot of books. Do you want to come with us?
Mm, If I could choose, if I could have my druthers, I'd prefer to make those bad men pay. Would you do that?
Well, the problem is that the entrance to the library that we need to go to, it is going to disappear in a couple of days. And we really need to get there before it disappears.
I understand.
Do these people have a lot of treasure?
Gold?
Yeah.
We'll do it for the money.
Yeah. Fancy weapons, treasure, gold.
I don't know. They had others that were in chains, and they took some things from Mummy and Daddy.
Okay. Do you know if they are far away?
I don't think so. We only ran from that direction. And she points further down the tunnels. We did run very far before they caught us. We got lost. But I think they found a faster way to catch up to us.
Okay.
Because Daddy said it shouldn't have been possible for them to reach us so quickly.
We have the map, right? And we
You
know
do have the map.
we kind of know where we are now.
Yes. You have the map, and you also have an active brooch that shows you
Yeah.
literally your position relative to and the path you need to take.
Okay. Kind of gonna look at it and see if I can figure out kind of where they came from and kind of look at other paths to see if there's a way that they could get caught up with them. See if there's a kind of shortcut or to see if I can understand what she's talking about.
So you're trying to use the map, the brooch, to figure out where the slavers are?
Yeah, well, she said that they were coming from the direction down the tunnels. If I look at the map, I can kind of follow that route and to see if there's
Right.
another route that is a shortcut from somewhere that could kind of deduce the possibility that they caught up with them.
Sure. Well, you don't know for sure because what you've seen so far of the tunnels in this area is that they definitely meander. Nothing is a straight line. But at the same time, it is clear that there is some body of water that runs through, some sort of underground stream that runs through this whole area, bisecting the area you're in currently versus where you need to get to.
Yeah, and she also
And it
told
looks
us
like
that they swam over a river.
right, exactly. it's possible that you could find, because it's, so one of the things to keep in mind is because you're underground, it's not just a two-dimensional topographical map concept.
Uh-huh.
You could, in theory, go underneath a stream. You could also potentially go over it, right? Like just the tunnels themselves could end up going around obstacles. But it does seem as if your path should intersect. If she's right about the stream being somewhere up ahead, it does seem as if you would potentially intersect this body of water if you're at the right level.
Okay. And that is also the way that we are going.
Yes, I mean, you can certainly go in that direction. It's not the only possible for you.
Yeah, but it's not kind of a detour.
I mean, a minor detour. Maybe it's, you don't know for sure where this path is supposed to go. The path in front of you isn't a straight line. It definitely meanders, and she's only pointing just generally down the tunnel. So, you know, it's not like there's a fork directly in front of you and she's pointing left and the map is showing you to go right.
Okay. I'm also gonna.
Is anybody else?
I'm
Yeah,
just
no,
gonna
go ahead.
look at the carvings that you said that they prayed to see if I can kind of figure out kind of what the kind of god it is.
Oh, absolutely. You, as a former wood elf yourself, you
Yeah.
recognize these as the symbol of Myliki,
Myliki.
the elven goddess of nature,
Okay.
which as a druid you might also be interested in if you weren't suddenly becoming so enamored of Kiransali. But of course, these are child's drawings, right?
Yeah.
This is Myliki's symbol is that of a unicorn, and this is the expression of a child trying to copy the iconography of her parents' deity. And you notice when you look closer that part of it is obviously etched out. It's not like a hard stone. It's not granite, but it's definitely etched out, and there's little bits of blood as well on it. How does the other elf-blooded person in the party feel about all this? And former slave.
Not the happiest of campers in general. But then again, she spent most of her life with her father, who was not elven. So kind of has no opinion on the god itself.
Mm-hmm. Okay. How about Zanice? What's Zanice's view on this?
It's a child, and I don't.
Sorry, you faded out there, Daria. Could you speak up a bit?
Sorry. She's a child, and I don't trust children.
Zanice wants to kill all the kids.
Yes.
Oh, she said yes. Kill the kids? Really?
What?
Kill the
What?
kids? You want to kill the kids?
No.
It's okay. It's a game. You're allowed. It's not real life. How about Byleth? I mean, does the fact that this child has lost her parents resonate in any way with Byleth, who may or may not have had anything to do with her parents dying?
Yeah, definitely. I definitely think that we should help her get revenge. That's that's my take. I want to help.
Is it
And,
help
you know,
or is it just bloodlust? I don't know. It's a little bit of that column A, a little bit of column B.
Yeah. But it's, you know, I say that it is help, and I would feel good if I could help and do a good deed for her.
Sure. Absolutely. Okay. And Cracker.
It's a kid.
Cracker's
So
take?
far hasn't tried to kiss me or bite my neck. So we're good so far. We're good. Someone mentioned a fight. I'm in.
Yeah, she's always up for a fight, isn't she?
Yeah.
All right. Well, it sounds like everybody's kind of on board with this.
Library is the primary objective.
Yeah, as long as we don't kind of take a detour, a big detour to get there, we can follow this, but we can't miss the library.
If we just went, and we'll probably run into them anyway. I
Yeah.
mean, they're in the area.
Well, again, if you manage to find a way to cross the river, you shave off the better part of a day and a half. Your original route is supposed to take you around it. And it's a big detour. But there is you can see the map is it's a meandering route that has a large sort of kink in it, right? Which is clearly some sort of diversion or path to avoid an obstruction. If you could fly directly from point A to point B, the distance between point A and point B is extremely short relative to the meandering route, if that makes sense. Adjusting for the possibility that there's elevation changes that are not really fully captured. So, okay. Well, I guess I'll let you guys figure out exactly what you want to do. Think about how do you want to approach these guys, if you do want to approach them, what you plan to get out of it, and we'll take a little break.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Shall we call it maybe 7 minutes or so?
Sure.
Yep, sounds good.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Hi, we hope you're enjoying this episode, and if so, please like and subscribe. And remember, the next time your DM says, roll initiative, yell back,
Here.
hold my earrings.
Here, my earrings.
This is good. I think we only need this take.
alrighty. So, anybody have any thoughts on what you want to do? How you want to approach it? Just gonna wing it.
Isn't that what we normally do, is wing it?
I mean,
Take this kid with us, kill the slavers when we see them, carry on.
oh,
All
No,
days
baby.
work.
Yeah.
man. Honestly.
I am going to tell Cud and Melbourne that they are going to keep that kid safe. Whatever it takes. And don't let her near the cubs.
Cud, upon hearing this command, looks at Maliborn. Maliborn looks back at Cud, and you get the sense that these two are completely lost.
Don't
One
let
of the
her die.
one of the little hyenas decides that moment to poop, and Cud is just, he bends down, sniffs it, and then just walks off. Maliborn looks at you and says, am I supposed to take care of this? I don't understand. What exactly do you need me to do?
Protect her. Don't let her get killed. Not that hard.
Oh, just her. Oh, right. We don't really need to worry about these things.
The cubs?
Well, yes. Stop that. No, stop, leave that alone. And he gives it a little gentle kick as it's trying to nibble on his boot.
Well,
Oh, right. I mean, how far do I have to go, really?
do your best.
Do my best.
Yes. and
Right.
I will know if you don't do your best.
No, of course. I'm just asking, are you, is it a suicide command?
I wouldn't put it like that, but
Fine. So we all understand each other. That's all. That's all I really wanted to know. I'll do my best.
yes, you do your best.
I mean, if anything should happen, but I did my best, then that's fine.
I think he's walking around what you're trying to say
Yeah,
there,
I
Glenn.
know he is. And you
Mhm.
know what we will do if he fails. So
Yeah.
There's no need to be aggressive. I don't know why you're getting so exercised. I just simply wanted to clarify. If you're asking me to kill myself or sacrifice myself for it, I'd like to understand exactly what it is. Of course, I'll do it. I just, it's. I thought you were trying to encourage me to have some backbone, as it were, and I was preparing to put my foot down.
I thought you had some backbone.
I'm
You're a warrior, aren't you? Well, at least were.
Well, I'm a warrior, but that doesn't mean I would sacrifice myself unless it was absolutely necessary. And I don't just. Do you remember that I surrendered? You do remember that. I don't really want to die, especially for something that's inconsequential like this Ibil. And he points at her, using the very derogatory term for a surface elf.
Fine.
But if you insist, then, well, of course, I'll do my best.
Yes.
As
do
I
your
said.
best.
Come along, Cud.
Cud doesn't take orders from Blue Man.
Right.
Come on, let's go. So we are going to try and find the people who captured you and talk to them.
Oh. What do you mean talk? You mean you're going to... I don't want to talk. Mummy tried to talk to them. Daddy tried to talk to them.
Well, I have a feeling that there won't be much talking, so you'll just stay in the back with the Dark Elf and the Minotaur. They will protect you.
I want you to do to them what they did to Mummy and Daddy.
Oh, I was trying to spare you, but yeah, we are going to kill them all, okay?
And for the first time since you've met her, you see her face brighten.
Oh my god. She's gonna be a demon child.
And she gives you a little hug.
Oh. I'm just gonna pat her head.
How many of them were there? Or, there are a lot.
5.
Oh.
And there was
Okay.
one that was like Mummy and Daddy in chains.
What's your name, by the way?
Elnora.
Good, thank you.
Elnora.
With a E.
Emphasis on the L. Yes, you could say that. Mummy says it's a very pretty name.
Oh, it's a very pretty name.
Thank you. Now, will you kill those people?
Yes, we will. If we find them.
I want you to cut off the big one's head.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave that up to Cracker here. He's good at that.
Yeah, no problem.
He cut off Daddy's head, and then they kicked it around.
Oh.
They called it football.
Yeah, I know that game. Don't worry about it.
I'm sorry to hear that.
And as soon as Cracker says, I know that game, she goes, You do? You play that game?
Oh, no. I know the game, so, like,
Oh.
when I chop their heads off, I know what to do with the head. Don't worry. It's okay. It's usually a
good.
ball, though. Like, not a
Just
head.
good.
A ball? Oh, yes, I suppose so. I don't really care. Just cut off their heads, and I'll be happy with that. And I think Mummy and Daddy would be happy with that. Sometimes Daddy tells me he wants them to die a horrible death. And then sometimes Mummy says he should be more understanding. I don't understand Mummy at all, really.
So you talk to your parents after they're gone?
Well, I don't really talk to them. Just sometimes I hear their voices.
I'm gonna just whisper to Cracker. I think she needs some therapy when we're done.
Yeah. Let's get her to the library. Someone can help her there.
Yeah.
I can see a post-adventuring retirement plan all laid out.
Okay,
Okay.
let's move on.
Yeah. Well, you guys navigate your way through the tunnels, but how are you going to do that exactly? Give me a marching order. Tell me what you're doing. Tell me what you're setting up. Any thoughts on tactical options?
Wing it?
Wing it's good. Wing it.
We're good at winging it.
Yeah. All right. Move you guys. Put everybody in a tactical column. Show me where you're lining up, including your NPCs. If you can move your NPCs. I'm going to get rid of the book and the whistle. Can you move your NPCs? I think you can.
You move
There you go.
Cracker and
Dogs.
Maliborn, but Cud and the pups don't move.
All right. Here we go.
Well, Nora should also go behind.
Yep.
Well, I guess the pups are with Moxie, right?
Don't worry. Okay. You should be able to move all of these now. Try it again.
I feel like maybe she should be kind of in the middle. Maybe one behind. I really don't trust Melbourne and Cracker.
Yeah.
I feel maybe she should be.
In the middle.
I mean, for all you know, Bonecracker's eaten an elf or two,
Yeah.
Mm.
and she's definitely very tender looking. Okay, so this is kind of your setup?
Yep.
All right. Hang on. You thought that was the map. Wrong. Okay. Can you guys all see a new map?
Yes.
Excellent. Love it when it works. All right. You hear rushing water. You can see mist in certain areas. The whole area is slick and damp. Moving at normal speed is, again, a little bit risky, but generally okay. Anything faster, if you're trying to run at all, you feel like you might slip and fall. The ceiling is high enough for Cud to move through it fairly comfortably. Of course, the rest of you have no problem at all with it. It's completely dark, except for a little bit of glow on the walls. So those of you who don't have dark vision will have to describe exactly what you're doing to compensate for that. If anything, you could walk blindfolded if you want, or walk in the dark. Maliborn will remind you, not that I want to go first, but I just want to remind you that I do see very well in the dark.
Yeah.
While he takes a sip from Cud's tea.
You have kind of some super vision, don't you? In the dark.
Well, as you may know, we, ever since we were cast down, we've adapted to living underground, and yes, I believe I can see farther than the rest of you who can see in the dark.
Okay, come up front.
No, I don't want to go up front.
Well, come up
It
front.
scares me. No,
Okay.
I refuse. I'm putting my foot down. You told me to put my foot down and stand up for myself, and I'm doing it.
Well, I
I
didn't,
won't.
but Moxie did. Well, keep a lookout.
I refuse.
Fine.
Fine, I'll keep a lookout.
Yeah.
I'll keep a lookout. There you go. Yes, I don't see anything at the moment.
Good to know.
But he only sees up to here.
Yeah.
I can see that there is a bit of a cliff. It appears that there's water underneath it. I can see mist. Otherwise, it just looks like your typical cavern and tunnels. Although you will notice that this is paved. I'm sure you all see that.
Mm-hmm. That means people.
Yes, some sort of civilization, though I wouldn't call this particularly well paved. This is not up to the standards of the Drow or their slave races. I suppose maybe a dwarf could put up with it. One of the orcs. No offense, Cracker.
What's
The
our map say?
hyenas. The map suggests that you continue to travel in this roundabout fashion, but you can see that the kink is basically looping around something up ahead, like really close up ahead.
Turn a bit so I can just describe because I have dark vision.
Mm-hmm.
So I can just describe to everybody there's a right turn here, or we go straight.
Mm-hmm.
And what do you want to do?
And Cracker can see down the corridor a bit.
Yeah.
I don't know. What does the map say? What does the map say?
Does it go? Is this the loop? Is
Yeah.
I feel like Dora and calling Map. Map.
Who's Dora? Is that Elnora's sister?
Yeah, the
Maybe.
explorer. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
Explorer.
I don't know. You just have to pick one.
Left or right? Or right or straight?
We're so good at.
Crickets.
Yeah.
If
Decisions.
it wasn't weird to
I
have
kinda think
underground
straight.
crickets,
I kind of think straight, but it's dangerous because there's a cliff and it's slippery.
there is a cliff, but there's also a guardrail, wooden
okay.
guardrail, which tells you that somebody specifically put up some protection against falling over. But it's not in good use. It's made of it could be made of zirkwood for all you know. It's hard to tell this range in the dark, but it obviously exists. There are areas where it looks like it might have broken through or broken down. But this is wide enough that even if you were to slip and fall, there's no there's a little bit of a breeze just as a function of all the activity. When water is moving, it's going to generate a bit of a breeze, but it's not like there's a strong wind. So if you were trying to walk carefully to avoid falling over, being on this side of it, at least from the visual clues, doesn't suggest that you would risk falling into the water.
The whole getting over the river.
Sorry, what's that?
Is this where we get over the river? Like this is how we cross over the river?
Who are you asking?
I'm asking the people, whoever's holding the map. I can't remember who's got it.
The kink is further ahead.
All right. Let's
So
just head straight.
so the path keeps adjusting based on your path.
Mm-hmm.
And at least since you've been walking with Elnora, the path has adjusted at least once. And it's now showing that you should take this route. It shows you a path that leads in front of you and then turns to the right later on. And then it turns and basically comes back up, not quite directly in front of you, but there's obviously a big kink that you're trying to avoid something.
Let's go straight ahead then.
I would also like to ask Eleonora if she remembers this place.
Yes, I do. And then she looks away from you.
Are we close?
To what?
To the enemies.
I don't know. Maybe.
Okay.
We did run through here, I think. It's hard to tell. I'm a wood elf. I don't know about underground things. I'm used to seeing the stars and the moon. I can identify 30 different species of trees. Mummy said that was very good for my age. But this all looks like rocks to me, and I don't really know one rock from another. I
Well,
can talk to the trees, but these rocks, they don't talk back.
I'm sure you'll be able to see stars again soon. But first we have to kill all of them. All the
Yes,
enemies.
absolutely. Kill them
Agree.
all. Every single one of them.
Right? I look at Cracker with her huge eggs.
Chop
yeah.
off their heads and play football with them.
Kick him into the river.
And she just looks at you. No, not the river. So, Cracker is in the front.
Yep.
Defeat. Yep. So she can see basically that this gap kind of comes to an end. It is paved. It's not in good condition. It looks like none of you are stonemasons or have the stonecutters background, presumably.
Nope.
But even without being an expert, just the sheer volume of broken stones and flagstones and moss growing everywhere, it doesn't really look like these pathways have seen a lot of use. So, yep, feel free to keep creeping up.
Can here. Be happy dogs. Okay.
I mean, Maliborn is looking forward and he says, the tunnel appears to continue. I don't really see much beyond that. And that one over there seems to turn, the one we just passed. It looks like there's a bit of a fork in the road. I don't quite know. Seems like there's several different passageways. You can all hear the sounds of the water rushing. It's definitely getting very close and it's ahead of you.
There, and I'm just going to look around a bit because I don't want to be surprised or surprise anyone.
Uh-huh.
Do I hear any movement or people or voices or anything over the water?
Yeah, I mean, you can do an active perception check. There's so much background noise with the water and everything that it's hard to tell. There's water dripping from the condensation on the walls and the ceiling. There's the rush of what sounds like a small waterfall or rapids. This is actually this bit that you're just walking past as you look down. It's about 30 feet to the ground, or to the water surface, I should say. And it seems to be a small waterfall that disappears directly underneath this bit that you're all walking on. So you think maybe it's either disappearing into a deeper, darker chasm and then maybe going underneath somehow. But it's not entirely clear. But go ahead and give us, so you did a perception check. Yeah, so 7 it's very hard to hear. You think you hear the occasional sound, but it could be just the echoes of other things going on. Is it metal? Is it just a very loud dripping? Who knows? I'm sure it'll be fine.
Yeah. I want to do a perception check as well. Just listening because I can't see anything. But I'm
Yep.
gonna kind of go out.
Now, of course, if you were an animal that had advantage on hearing checks,
I know.
like a
And
cat,
like a cat. Or
like a meow, or even a wolf. Yeah. Okay. So you think occasionally you hear something that could be voices, but you're really not sure. It's very hard to tell. There's curves in the walls, there's turns. All these walls have different bizarre angles to them.
I think I hear something, but I'm not sure. So just be on your guard.
Do another perception check.
Okay.
And I'm just listening, and I'm trying to see down this little tunnel to the right just to see
Yep.
what's going on. Oh, look, I can't hear a thing. It's so noisy in here.
No.
Does Cracker just shout at the river, "Be quiet"?
No shouting.
Yeah, there's nothing obvious other than continuation of the tunnels. What did you roll there, Yvonne?
2?
A 2? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, a 2.
I mean, it
Big
briefly
roll.
sounds like a symphony. You think you recognize a melody from one of your old tavern days, but you can't be sure. It's either that or just water.
Aliborn, could you take a look straight ahead?
Do I have to be in the front?
No, you can stand there.
Right. Well, it appears to be a bridge. There's a bridge.
Turn
It looks
right?
like it's out. And I don't really see what is underneath it, obviously, but it looks like it appears as if it might be going all the way across this, whatever is underneath us. Presumably it's some sort of water. And I guess it ends up on the other side. If you want me to look to the right, I'd have to go peek my head out. It's a little bit dangerous, don't you think?
Okay, stand behind me, okay? I'm gonna go over there.
And he sneaks up right behind. He's literally got his chin on your shoulder,
Mhm.
and he moves your hair out of the way.
See anything?
There seems to be another split. I don't really see much beyond that.
Okay.
It definitely goes off in the corner, and then in one direction, and then another.
The bridge gap, is it far?
Well, there's one up here. It's just outside your range, probably. I can see it. It's not far. And then the other one, I don't know where these two forks go.
I like the idea of a bridge versus swimming, so
Yeah, I can see the bridge. I don't know what kind of state it is in, but you can go up and look, or
go look.
You go look. No,
No,
you go
you.
look.
Okay, so what do I see?
The bridge is in terrible condition. It's clearly not a bridge anymore. It used to be a bridge at one point. You can see that the chasm extends down at least 40 feet, and there are rapids and rocks. The water looks, it's hard to tell how deep it is, but there's plenty of it, and it's fast flowing. Although you can see rocks, you suspect at least quite a portion of the river is deeper than just, surface level.
that looks like a no-go.
But there's clearly a tunnel on the other side. If only you had somebody who had magic who could help you get across it. But some of you thought somebody was a bit weird and ugly, maybe, and not saying we're biased against people who are not attractive, but maybe one of you is.
It wasn't the fact that he was ugly.
What kind of state is the poles on that's holding the bridge? Are they rotten?
Yeah, give us how would you determine that?
Well, you go up and kind of touch it and try and rip pieces off like you do in your house to see if things are rotten. If it smolders, it's rotten.
Okay.
If not.
Okay. I mean, I think if I once checked out a house that was for sale, and I tested the handrail on the outside of the house. It was 5 years. The house was 5 years old, and I shook the handrail so hard that apparently it broke something, and I walked away from the house very quickly. So go ahead and give it a shake.
Yeah,
Let's do investigation.
I have a dagger in my backpack from, I don't know. Let's see. It's from a gnome, I think. And I'm gonna use it to kind of stick it into and wiggle a little bit. If it's rotten, it should come loose fairly easy. If not, it should be okay. So.
Excellent. Okay. Yes, you will have advantage on that roll.
Oh, thank you.
Well done.
Uh,
And as a former Wood Elf soldier, she would know something about rotting wood when it comes
Yeah.
to things like shields.
18.
So the poles are not terrible. There is the wood on the surface does kind of break away fairly easily, but then you get to a harder, more solid feeling core. Whether or not it would hold the weight of, say, cud, you can't tell from this cursory examination, but it's the poles themselves are in good shape. The rope holding the bridge seems all right, but it's hard to tell. But the wood slats are definitely not there. But the wood slats are also a lot thinner than the poles. The poles are, solid, actual Zerkwood stems, and these have all been carved out of whatever they're made from. Yeah, Cud might be able to throw one of you across. Maybe.
Maybe. If I turn into a rat, he will certainly do it.
Yeah. If you turn into a rat, you could probably run across the rope, actually.
Oh, true.
I can also take someone with up to 500 pounds with my floating disc.
Yeah.
Assuming you could get across it.
And it can't be a gap, can it? Then
it can't be a gap. Whether or not you could use the rope as a floor, we'll have to decide on that later if you're going to do it. But if it was just a hole in there and there wasn't any ropes, it would.
You could take the end of a rope that I give you and go across. We could put up some guide ropes.
Yeah. I do have a grappling hook as well.
Two.
Should I just try? Turn into a rat and just get her over?
Hang on to my end of the rope here. Am I using a... Does anybody have one of those light silken ropes? I've got a regular old rope.
Don't we have one in the bag of holding?
I was going to say, isn't there one in the bag of holding?
Yeah, we might. Let's see. If you put it in there.
Before you rat it up.
So what are you trying to throw? What are you trying to do?
And I am going to try and turn into a rat and go over the ropes and bring, I think we have a silken rope in our bag of holding. I'm just gonna, because it's light. We have 3 pills of poison.
Oh, that'll definitely help. Yep.
Yes, silk rope and thick rope in Ghost Cave in Blinding Stone. So yes, we do have that in the bag of holding.
And if you want to turn into a rat, are you turning into a regular rat?
Yes, I'm not going to turn into a giant rat.
Okay. No. So it's not. I'm not just trying to trick you like I sometimes do it for a joke. Just to be clear, a rat, a regular sized rat, is a tiny beast. So you'd have medium is your normal carrying capacity, small is also normal carrying capacity. Then there's I think there's another class between small and tiny, and then there's tiny. A rat has very low strength, and then it's a tiny beast, so it'll have very small carrying capacity. In order to get this rope all the way across, how far is it? How long is the silk rope?
It's not written down. It just says silk rope.
No. So if it's not written down, I'll say it's 50 feet, which is not quite long enough. If you measure it out, I think it's just over 50 feet.
It's exactly 50, so you need something to tie it off, I guess, as well.
Yeah. So okay. So we'll say for the purposes of this exercise that it's just long enough. However, even a silk rope will weigh more than the rat does. It weighs 5 pounds, and you're basically going to have to carry the whole thing all the way across. You'll be dragging it, so you can sort of drag as opposed to carry, which is definitely easier. But it might be a little too much for a little rat.
Would the tiny belt help?
Tiny belt.
The familiar?
Ooh. Now that is clever. And I'll say that with that, you will be able to do it.
Oh, yeah.
Well done. Yeah.
And it would look cute.
Is the belt for the familiar something that a rat would be able to wear?
Yeah, it is adjustable.
Okay. Well done.
Mhm.
Okay.
So yeah, if you do it
Great.
that way, it's like basically having like a harness. It's like one of those weightlifters supports. So you're gonna do it and you're gonna buff up,
Gonna buff
put on
up.
your weightlifting belt, and then just
I'm just wondering
does she like
if maybe a snake is better. I can coil myself around the rope, so
Yeah,
maybe easier to traverse.
for sure. You can even turn into a constrictor snake, which literally you've seen
Yeah.
in Chult, and it literally will be able to
But
go around the rope.
will the rope hold?
Mm,
So put the tiny belt on the snake.
it's so cute.
I know, right?
Super cute.
A normal constrictor snake is considered a large creature. That's weird.
Large beast.
I mean, it's long, but it's not large.
Should be a
Okay.
new category.
Heavy.
Large beast. Long beast, I mean.
Long beast.
Yeah. But it's long and it will distribute the weight over the rope.
Sure.
So it might work.
It might.
Only one way to find out.
Yeah.
Otherwise, Delin is going bungee jumping.
Yep.
Whee!
As a rat.
No, as a
Or
snake.
snake. Which is basically just one giant bungee.
I was gonna say it's a bungee snake.
Yeah. So what do you guys think? Snake or rat?
Mm. A snake's more likely liable to be able to swim if it falls in.
Yeah, it has a swim speed, actually.
So
Okay.
just saying. Snake as it is.
Okay. I am going to brace myself and I'm going to turn into a constrictor snake and just slither with a purple dot on his head
And with a belt.
and with a belt.
So cute.
Tie the silken rope end to the belt.
Yeah.
I'm going to say the belt may not work for the snake.
But I'm strong enough to carry the rope.
You're strong enough to carry the rope, but the belt, I mean, if you think about a belt on a snake, I mean, not only is there nothing to like attach to for hips, it's like the belt that you've got for Ivy was designed for Ivy to have maybe some shoulders, depending on the form of the familiar. And the snake is just literally just Delin climbs into it, wears it, turns into the snake, and then as soon as she turns into the snake, the thing just like stays behind like an old piece of skin as she slithers out of it.
It's only cute in theoretically. So sad.
It's cute, but it literally slides off like a piece of old snakeskin.
All right.
It was a good idea, though.
Go Snake Delin.
Okay.
Snake
Go.
Delin.
Slither Delin.
Yes.
Slither away.
Delin.
Slilin.
So I'm going to form a mental link with Cracker so I can talk. A mind link. And I'm just going to say, put the rope in my mouth.
Okay. When you speak to Cracker, does it sound like you're speaking parcel tongue?
Yeah. Yes.
Jesus. That's
Fitting.
terrifying.
Haven't you
God.
seen Harry Potter?
I was gonna say, isn't Parcel Tongue supposed to be terrifying?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's literally the reference.
Yeah.
But still,
But it-
still, you did that a lot better than Daniel Radcliffe did.
Practice.
Okay, so I tie a note in the end of the rope before I sort of give it to her, chuck it in her mouth.
A knot or
You-
a note?
Just
A
a knot.
note?
Did I say a note?
You
You said
a
note.
Sorry, not. I'm taking notes. And I'm like, better note this down. Yeah. So I knot the end of the rope.
Oh,
and
good.
then I take
Okay.
a note.
Right. Okay. Smart. I thought you were like packing her a lunch and leaving like a little note. Love you, mommy. You know, like
A
have a nice
great
day.
day.
in school."
Don't forget to eat your snack.
Yeah. Pick you up at 3 for soccer practice.
See you soon.
Okay. All right. So yeah, Delyn's got a knotted silken rope in her mouth,
Mhm.
speaking telepathic parcel tongue to Cracker,
Mhm.
and she's about ready to head off.
Yes. I am. Okay, wish me luck.
Go,
Uh,
go, go.
go, go, go. Just
Go,
gonna
go, go.
slowly kind of testing the rope.
As you guys are, as Delyn goes out onto the rope, the rest of you are standing there chanting, you know, supporting her on, and around the corner, you hear someone goes, "Oi, what you doing there?" Yeah, nobody was trying to be quiet. I waited lots and lots of time to see if anybody was trying to be quiet, and everybody was like, "Yeah, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that, chant, go, go, go." No, I don't feel
Oh,
like you were being
no.
quiet.
Nope.
I don't feel like anybody was being quiet at all. And Elnora goes, "That's them. Attack!" Points a finger at them.
Man.
Oh.
How does it sound in parcel tongue when Delyn sees what's happening?
I don't see anything. I can
It's
only.
like, shit. Okay. We're gonna do this funky kind of way. Who wants to roll for this dude?
I will.
And then there's this dude, another one of those dudes, and then this dude. So there's 5 of them, 5 of you. Everybody can roll for one of them. No, but choose. You tell me who you're rolling for. Don't just start
First
rolling
guy, because,
stuff.
you know, half orc to orc.
Yeah,
All
I'll roll
all
for the
There's,
second goblin-looking dude.
We're gonna do some racial profiling here. Why
I'm
not?
gonna roll for the left one who's in the back.
And then there's 2 gray ones.
I'm gonna take this one. The one in
Which
the
one
middle.
is that?
The one in the middle.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna call that gray 1. And then Zanice, you got gray 2. Okay.
Ray in the middle.
Yeah, Yvonne and Susan, you're gonna re-roll those 2 because you rolled before we figured out who you're rolling for. There you go. Much nicer. Very nice, very nice. Who is rolling for the dark one? Laura. That's okay. And then gray 1 is Henrietta. We're gonna call that one. They're all bunched up. I'm gonna call it Laura's 13. Yours is 12, and gray 2 goes first. Nice. Okay. Let me just change this so it actually says Delyn. Well, we all know who the snake is, so it's not really a problem. Oh, I didn't do it. Oh God, it's so hard to type. There we go. Okay. I want to say that who goes first between Delin and Cracker? Just in case there is a change in the thing.
Cracker can go first.
Okay, and I'm going to say Zanice goes ahead of the dwarf. So I'm going to say Cracker goes on a 5. Okay, so in that case, Delin, you are last, which means you actually will be the start of the combat. So there you go. Grade 2 goes. Because Delin was the one walking across the... trying to slither across the rope. Attack! Okay, grade 2 will go first. He speaks some words that you can all hear over the sound of the water, and suddenly, boom, he grows to a much larger size, and he moves forward. 6. And he's actually going to run up. 8, 9, 10, and yeah, in your face. Moxie.
All right. Well, since he decided he was going to come up here and play first, we are going to, let's see here. Hideous Laughter's tail. So we shall roll 6.
Okay. Can you do me a favor and just roll another one?
Mhm.
Yeah. And initially he starts giggling and then says in Dwarven, "That's not funny." Anything else?
No, not at the moment.
Okay. Zanice.
So, the Grey 2.
Hmm?
Magic Missile, the Grey 2.
Oh, okay. I'm having trouble hearing you, Daria. Can you speak up a little? Or that I heard.
No dying.
Yeah.
Maybe cut down on the phlegmy and a little bit more on the, combat comments. Okay.
Okay. Pew, pew, pew.
Wow. 8. Okay. Good job. Yeah. 3 little missiles poke into him and then disappear, and you can see that it's done a little bit of damage. Well done.
And that's it.
Okay. Nobody's moving. All right.
No.
All right. Although most of you can't see it, this one disappears. And you don't know what has happened. Okay. And this one is also going to disappear. Oop. The goblin-y looking guy, and he might actually be a goblin for all you know. Starts to pull out a number of daggers, and he throws them. Who is he going to target? I don't know. I mean, the little hyena cubs, that would be mean, right? Maybe this one, maybe her. I don't know. Why don't we do this? Why don't we have 2 of you roll for Cud. Daria and Susan, you each roll for Cud. And Laura, you roll for Elnora. Yvonne, you roll for Cracker. And Henrietta, you're rolling for the Cubs. Okay, so Cud is the target, which I think makes sense, right? Let's have Susan roll 2 d20s as 2 daggers come flying.
13 and
18,
18.
18. Yep. They're both going to hit Cud for a total of, well, you don't know how much damage, but let's just say they're both sticking in Cud and he's bleeding a bit.
Oh, that hurts. I hope somebody tells me what to do. Pilot.
Okay. So I'm only seeing this one guy who's all big. And so I think I'm gonna use Scorching Ray. All 3 on
Oh.
this guy.
Oh.
And hope they hit.
Wow.
Mm.
You're rolling just to me there, so you might want to
Oh yeah,
post the
true.
next 2 for everybody. Yep.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Should
Okay.
I re-roll the first or? Is that alright?
No, the first one will miss. The second and third will both hit, so that's good.
Great.
Some nice damage there. Well done.
Mhm.
And he is going to go down like a sack of fried potatoes and just collapses. And then he reverts back to his smaller size as he does so. At the feet of Elnora, who just looks, and she puts out her hands on the burnt flesh, closes her eyes, leans her head back, and just laughs. Yes!
She's crazy.
Yeah, definitely
Alright.
needs therapy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oops, sorry.
It's long.
Closer.
No, bad barbarian. She's going to go up to Bonecracker, actually. And he's going to go up to Bonecracker, I should say. And he will take 2 attacks on Bonecracker. Yvonne, I think you get that. You get to do that. 2 axe swings. Ooh!
Those are
Owie.
Yeah. That's going to be painful. Why don't you roll the damage there, Yvonne, with your axe? I know yours is +1. We'll take that off. More fun this way.
Hey, John, sorry.
So that'll be 10. No, that's fine. So that's 10, not 11. Go ahead. And that'll be 8. It's 18 points of damage. Holy smokes. She does not look good at all. She's bleeding very badly from a gash across her snout and face. You can see part of her lip is torn off. And she's just sort of stunned. Cracker, your turn.
And I can only get to here.
Or you could dash.
Well, not in this slippery nonsense.
Yeah, you can dash. You just might fall.
Okay. I know you're setting me up, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'm
not
going to
setting you
dash
up,
to here.
I'm just telling you what you can do. Those are your options. Why is my voice so high? I don't understand.
Oh, I don't know. What do I need to roll to make that, make it there, dashing?
Dexterity or acrobatics, if you have it.
Dexterity. Oh, darn.
Well, you don't have
6.
advantage on it, but
No.
the 6 is enough. It's not. I said it's not that difficult.
Okay.
So you skid, you kind of slide a little, but you basically do like a risky business, dun 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 dun, and you slide into the right in front of them. It looks graceful, actually. It almost looks like you did it on purpose.
To hit, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Can I take an action when I dash? I can, right?
That's your action.
That's my action. That's it. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
I'm holding that axe out, right in his face.
Okay. Is it like are you like showing it to him, like showing off your axe?
Oh no! Like I'm winding up. Like you do in baseball. I'm winding up.
I know. I'm just kidding.
Say goodbye to
Baseball,
your
don't-
head.
Don't you guys play cricket?
No.
I'm kidding. I know you guys played baseball. Come on. You've got the Toronto Blue Jays and the Expos and
Had the Expos.
had the Expos. Sorry. Yes. Had the
Yeah.
Expos. Thank you. We got a baseball fan here, obviously.
Who, me?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So whose turn is it? Oh, yeah. The one who started it all. Miss Parseltongue herself.
Okay, I am going to move over there. And I have blind sight, 10 feet. Can I see the other that disappeared?
You have blind sight for 10 feet. No. It's not within 10 feet of you.
Okay. That's me.
But it's good that you asked, yeah. You
I dashed.
You dashed? Oh,
Yep.
well, I know you're a snake and you won't like fall over because you're technically prone the whole time, but let's have a dexterity roll.
Let's see. Dex is 14, so plus 2.
Mm-hmm.
14.
Okay, yeah. I mean, it's like, how does a snake fall down anyway,
Yeah.
really?
I'm just
Okay.
propelling forward.
Yep. Okay. So that Grey 2 is dead. Moxie, your turn.
All right. Let's see. We'll move here. In fact, you know what? We're gonna do this. We're gonna dash. I'll roll my little dex save.
Mm-hmm.
10.
Okay.
2, 3, 4, 5. To there. There. Okay. Can I sneak past everybody? And we're done.
Okay. All right. Zanice.
So I'm gonna over here
Mm-hmm.
and again magic missile this one.
The orc. Okay. So what's the total there? Zanice? Daria?
9.
Yep. Can't hear you again. Yeah. It's I
Nine.
don't know if it's I can hear you now, but it's I don't know if it's distance or okay. The dark one. Let's see. Will move. Well, you can sort of hear some footsteps, but you can't actually see it. Obviously. Until it appears. And it's going to I guess it makes sense to attack Cracker.
Did you move past me?
Nope. And it's going to attack Cracker from behind with advantage. Go ahead and roll with advantage, Susan.
All right.
Are you rolling?
Yeah.
Or just two d20s. Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
that's fine.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, no.
Let me just do some damage calculation here.
Blame the die. Don't blame me.
Well, I think it's easy to do the other one.
No. I just clicked a button. I wasn't the die.
Actually, I forgot this too. So that's actually going to be a total of 20, 17, 24, 30 points of damage. Cracker did
Wow.
not rage. Right?
Got there yet.
Yeah.
I ran.
But-
Yep.
Isn't rage a bonus action?
Yeah.
I did yell at
Mm,
him. I yelled at him. I was freaking out.
Yeah,
I thought I was
but
raging, but I didn't declare it.
you have to declare it,
Didn't
otherwise
say
I
it
don't
out
know that you
loud.
didn't.
Yep.
You knew I was raging. No, I didn't. Okay. So that's 30 points. Straight
Yep.
up.
Yep.
Okay. Cracker is looking pretty bad, presumably.
Well, you know, it's just a flesh wound.
As always. This one is also going to attack Cracker.
This is fun.
It suddenly appears and attacks Cracker with advantage. So, Daria, you can roll 2d20s.
Eh,
Being an oath.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's your armor class again?
15.
Yeah. So both of those will hit. That's actually 2 dagger stabs, I should say. Oh, I should have had advantage on 2 different attacks. So 2 more, Daria. We'll call those both hits, but unless there's a crit.
Oh my
Something
god.
like that.
Mm.
You're right.
And he
Yeah, it serves me right.
he didn't run past me either.
No, they actually ran over here to the left initially. They weren't running toward you. They were trying to get an angle because they're flankers tactically. So that is 46.
Said?
Hmm?
Oh, 4d6. Oh, God. I thought you said 46.
46 on the crit and 2d6 on the normal plus some bonuses. So that'll be 23 points of total damage from 2
Hey, so
different.
I'm just standing there. Just barely standing there.
Like a thread of muscle holding your arm up.
Yep. Yep.
Okay. And now the goblin gets to go. Oh, fun. There's so much going on. The goblin is going to move up to Moxie and put 2 hands on Moxie's shoulders. You can roll the attack, Henrietta. Oh, yeah. And you feel. Oh, actually, what's Moxie's armor?
13.
No. What's her? What kind of armor is she wearing? Is it
Leather.
okay?
Just regular
Okay.
leather.
It's leather armor. So the hands reach your shoulder and you feel sparks and electricity, but you manage to twist away just as the jolt of electrical energy shoots through his fingers. And you avoid being hit by it. Well done. Byleth, your turn.
I would like to go here and or maybe here. And then attack this one. With chromatic
Sorry.
orb.
Which one? I'm looking at something
This one?
else. The orc, you mean?
The already injured one. With chromatic orb. I think fire. Yeah. Yep.
Ooh, wow.
Nice damage.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah. I mean, it's like it's burned his arm and he just like shakes it. Ah! And then he pats it out.
Great.
And he just looks pissed.
And I have a question. With the NPCs, you said we could command them, or are they just
Yes.
okay?
Takes your
Um,
action.
Okay.
Only
And-
because I don't want to mess up the action economy, right? And also then
Yeah.
it's like a fight over who gets to control who, right?
Mhm.
So
Makes
if you
sense.
want to tell Cud to do something, he can do it, but that's your action. And Cud will
Okay,
have his
great.
action.
Mhm.
Okay, so the orc will go. I mean, I'm looking at Cracker there, barely hanging on. He sees what you see, which is to say Cracker looks bloodied. So he's going to make 2 great axe attacks. Who wants to be responsible for potentially killing Cracker? Laura.
Mhm.
Dead.
I'm gonna use my portent on the one
Okay.
a
Smart.
9. Hope it doesn't hit.
Yeah. What's your Cracker's armor class is what? 15? Is it 15?
It is 15.
Would it hit?
Okay.
Mm.
All right. So you
Yeah.
used 9. Yep. Mm-hmm.
And then another 13. So that's gonna hit definitely.
Yes. So your portent interferes with his swing, but then he managed to make a last minute correction anyway. And he shakes off the magical influence.
Bastard.
I'm sorry. Didn't mean to kill you.
Not dead yet.
I mean, for all you know, he might have rolled a 1, in which case he would have absolutely missed. So you inadvertently, confirmed his strike on Cracker.
I didn't mean to.
Yes, but the good news is, despite all of that, Cracker only takes 17 points of damage, which may be enough anyway.
Down,
from the
down.
2 axe attacks. Down.
Mhm.
Okay.
Hmm.
It's so rare that Cracker goes down, so gotta kind of savor the moment. It's Cracker's turn. Now, Cracker, Yvonne, I kind of have to remind you, I hate to say this, but you gotta read the class abilities. Do you not want to use your abilities?
I just assumed like I'm yelling and my brain is like, I'm raging, but I didn't say it out loud.
Well,
Do
it's
you want
not
me to
just
say
that.
it?
You also have something else, right?
Oh my god, that's right. I totally forgot.
Okay.
Okay, I have
Oh.
this. And I have relentless endurance.
Thank you.
And
Please.
I'm down to 1 hit point. I
reread
know, I
it.
totally forgot. I haven't been playing a half orc except for here and I always forget. Okay.
Yes, but
I'm
just it's not, you don't have a lot to read. Just read a little bit.
I
Just
know.
reread it.
I know.
Okay.
It's not like
Okay,
I have
thank you.
spells or anything. I know.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So Yvonne goes down, Cracker goes down and then stands right back up again.
Mm-hmm.
And the orc kind of just gives you like a nod, like, and a little thumbs up.
Yeah.
Respect. And so it's actually your turn, because that happens when you are knocked down. So you actually will have an action and a turn. You can stand back up and then take your action, whatever your action is.
To rage. I'm raging now.
Okay.
Like that'll make a difference.
Because now you're
And,
pissed.
Yeah, now I'm pissed. I'm gonna just step to here. And I'm gonna
Mhm.
swing at
So
this
you'll
guy
you'll be
here.
moving out of the range of this guy,
Yeah.
which means opportunity attack.
Oh, right, that's right. So I'm gonna stay here because it's so much fun. And
Yeah.
I'm gonna swing at this guy. Take one.
It's like
swing
when
at
you're
this
on the
guy.
nightclub dance floor dancing with your girlfriends, and then like a bunch of guys like surround you, just want to grind up against you, and you're like, ew, get away.
Gross.
Okay, yes, you hit the big guy.
Yep. And one more. Wait, does he go down?
No,
Okay, well, I'm gonna do it again then.
he doesn't even look bloodied.
Ah, seriously?
Yep.
Okay.
And the second one bounces off his chainmail.
I made of.
He's made of sinew and chainmail. A little
Okay.
bit of aggression in there.
Great. I'm hoping someone talks to Cud soon.
Delin.
Well, I'm a snake. I can't talk, so I am going to slither up in here, and I am going to try and constrict this guy.
The Grey Dwarf.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's see. That's a +4. So 17 plus 4, 21 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
And then it takes 1d8 plus.
Did you say 28?
1d8.
Oh, right.
So he takes 4
That's one-
damage, but
That is one hell of a snake.
yeah, but he is grappled
Okay.
and he's restrained.
Okay. So let's see. Yep. So he will attempt to escape, but he doesn't get it automatically. Okay. Good. So he took a total of
4 damage.
4 damage. Yeah, well, you know, so you got to start somewhere.
4 is better than none.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, good. And that guy is dead. I'm going to remove him so we don't get confused. Moxie, your turn.
My turn. All right. Well, first, because we saw Cracker drop and then bounce back up again.
Yep.
Healing word
Mm.
for 4. Not a whole lot, but it's something.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're gonna turn and look at this goblin here. Is this like a cliff wall next to us?
Cliff wall. Well, you're in tunnels, basically. Yes.
In tunnels, so it's a wall. All right. So
Mhm.
we're going to thunder wave him into the wall, or attempt to.
Mm. Okay.
He gets a 3 on his
Oh yeah,
con save.
he gets blown back into the wall. Well done.
Fucking grasp me, why don't you, you bastard? All right. Okay,
It
we're
wasn't personal.
good. Uh-huh, sure.
Just business.
Yeah.
Okay. Sinise.
I'm gonna say to Cat, why are you standing there? Kill them all.
Okay. So that's your turn. Excellent. At which point, Cud will suddenly lurch into action. What would you like Cud to do precisely? He can charge like a bull. He can swing an axe. He can also do other things like normal actions like run, carry people. He can pull people out of things. He can attempt to grapple somebody. He's very strong, so he grapples very effectively.
Swing axe at this one.
Okay. Go ahead and roll the attack. I'm going to double check because I haven't used Cud in a while, so I'm just going to double check that he doesn't 2 attacks. He might actually. Did you roll? Oh,
13.
13. It's just the 1 attack. It looks like. And yes, he can also go reckless, which would give him, like Yvonne's character, give him some advantage, but then they have advantage against him. And he can also gore somebody, which is basically running into them with his horns. It's not that dissimilar to the Great Axe attack. Okay, so 13 will hit, and he's going to do. Why don't you roll 2d12 since you did the attack and took the action? You get to roll the damage. Wow, 24. And with one swing, he literally decapitates this dwarf, and the head goes flying. Roll a 1d8 to see which direction the head goes, and if it lands in front of Elnora, I'm going to give you advantage. Or not advantage, inspiration, say. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we can call that in front of Elnora. She gets the head, and she picks it up and licks the blood from the neck and shouts out in one of those Uluru type sounds. and then throws it at Maliborn, and it lands at his feet, splattering blood on his trousers, and he goes, "Oh, that's disgusting." Well done. You get inspiration. Well done, Dario. Very nice. The Dark Dwarf. Oh yeah, that's the guy who died. There you go. That worked out. The Grey Dwarf. The Grey Dwarf is feeling a little bit out of his depth.
Has a giant snake around me. So.
Oh yes, he's the one restricted, right?
Yep.
So he's gonna try to break free. You can roll his attempt.
Yep. It's a DC 14, so 7 plus something.
7 plus not enough is more like it.
That works.
And he stays restrained, wriggling sort of desperately. The goblin, although he was knocked into the wall, doesn't get knocked down technically. So he is going to Susan, you roll a d20 for him.
Okay. 14.
Okay, so he looks down the corridor and he looks back and he goes, "Ugh." And he jumps forward again and he tries to take Moxie down with a flurry of dagger blows. Let's have 2 d20s, Laura.
2 and 19.
Okay. Well, the 2's definitely going to miss. And I'm going to go out on a limb and say 19's probably going to hit.
Yeah.
I don't want to assume anything. So go ahead and roll a d4 there, Laura.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be 4 points of stabbing damage to Moxie. And Byleth, it's your turn.
Mm-hmm. I would like to attack this fella.
Mm.
With Chromatic Orb Acid.
Mm.
And I get advantage, right?
Why is that?
Because he's restrained.
Oh, right. Yes. Sure.
Right.
Okay. So, well, the 15's going to hit anyway. So,
Yeah.
At 13 points. Yeah. Not looking good. All right. Mr.
That's it.
Orc now. Okay. Well, I don't know. I mean, I feel like the Orc, although he respects the fact that Cracker jumped back up, is going to just be upset about the fact that he didn't get score the kill. So he's going to swing another one at Cracker. Go ahead and roll that one, Daria. That's going to hit with his bonuses and everything. And how many hit points does Cracker have currently?
4. Like as in
4.
5.
4.
5. I thought 5 because you popped back up with 1, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So 5 is you're going to go down. He's got bonuses, right? So Cracker goes back down again, this time not to stand up again. And he's looking around for another target to attack. So he's going to attack Snaky Delin. Yvonne, you get to roll that attack on Delin.
Let it be
And
low.
what is your armor class?
3.
12.
Okay. So he manages to miss the gigantic snake altogether. Maybe he was trying to avoid his compatriot. And that'll be his turn. Cracker, death saving throw in secret to me, please. Okay. Delin.
Yeah. I am going to use my bonus action to go out of wild shape, loosening my grip
Okay.
on the bastard. And
Yep.
and I'm gonna grab from my belt a healing potion. And
Okay.
I'm gonna shove it down Cracker's throat. Just gonna find. I think I have a. No, I gave my greater to Cracker, but ordinary one. I have.
Okay.
Yeah, that's 1d4 plus 2 or something, or I don't remember.
Sorry, what is it?
It's a normal healing potion.
2d4 plus 2.
Okay. 2d4 plus 2. Oh, that's a nice.
Wow.
10.
Mhm.
Yeah. How does Cracker sound when she's being force-fed this potion of healing?
Go, go,
Huh?
go, 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 go.
Well done. Yes. So Cracker's on the floor, but she's definitely alive. Phew.
Yeah,
Good
for
thing
now.
too. She failed that death save. Yeah, for now.
She's prone.
But she's also raging now. Yeah.
Yeah, but she's prone.
Yep. Okay. Moxie. Oh,
Alright.
actually, you know what? Yvonne, can you roll a d12?
To you or to everybody?
Yeah, just anybody. It doesn't.
Okay.
Yeah.
10.
Okay. Fine. I just realized I didn't take into account that you were raging and you take resistance. You had resistance, but if the roll was 10 for damage, you would have gone down for sure. Otherwise, it was close. So okay, Moxie,
Moxie. All right.
you're in a
Tired of
death dance of daggers. Notice the
dance of-
alliteration there.
Yeah.
Two of you squaring off with your little short, pointy bits. It wasn't
ooh,
dirty. It was just it wasn't dirty. It was a dagger
thinking-
reference.
I was thinking more of the pointy ears earlier.
Oh right, okay, yeah.
Mhm.
Well, yeah, he does have pointy ears technically.
Yes, he does. Well, she is going to stab at him with her own dagger.
Mm-hmm. Trying to cut off an ear.
Do something. Stab him in
Okay.
the eyeball.
Yeah, and that will be enough. He will actually collapse as you get him right through the eyeball, like you said. Does the eyeball stick to the dagger and pop out like an hors d'oeuvre on a toothpick?
Probably. I mean, she's not that strong, but she's angry enough.
Yeah. Does Moxie eat it?
No. She kind of flings it off her dagger into the walls, and so it goes splat.
Nice. Gross. All right, Zanice. Or Cud. Zanice stroke Cud.
Zanis is gonna cast Dissonant Whispers at the orc.
Ah, excellent. Post in chat. Excellent. And give us a save.
Oh,
Two.
nice.
Nice.
Okay, yeah. So that'll be 10 psychic damage. And it has to use its reaction to move away as far as possible, which also, since it's using its own movement and not being dragged, will trigger opportunity attacks from Cracker, who can do it on the ground with disadvantage, and Delin, who can do it normally. Technically, you're supposed to have a weapon in your hand, but whatever. So, Cracker first, disadvantage 14. That's going to miss. 16 will hit. What's the D8
I have
thing?
no idea.
Okay, so can we just say it's the
It's
4
4,
points?
yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I'm gonna check that.
Yeah, I don't know why you have that. Okay. And he's going to take that and then keep running because he has to. And meanwhile, he's like muttering, "I don't want to flee."
No.
Well done, Daria. Yep. Gray 1 is left. Laura, why don't you roll a d20 for Gray 1?
Mhm. 1.
he drops to his knees, throws up his hands, even though he's no longer restricted and restrained, and says in Dwarvish, which most of you can sort of understand conceptually, is this version of surrender. Byleth, your turn.
Mm-hmm. Okay. This one is surrendering? The one?
Mm-hmm.
Ugh. I mean,
But you
I'm
said
not
kill them all, so.
evil. I mean, I think I'm gonna move to here. And
parents mercy?
I'm gonna use I think I'm gonna do chromatic orb on this one and let this one live. And I'm gonna do it with advantage with my inspiration.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
What kind of damage is it?
Oh, acid.
Okay.
Like acid.
All right.
Because I'm
12
also
and
acid wizard.
yeah. Okay, so we'll say that one's hits. I think technically it shouldn't, but it's fine. He's running, so he's not really paying attention. Yeah, right in the back,
Ha.
like sizzling. His skin's burning. Part of his armor is starting to smoke. So he's only running away for the one turn, right? Daria?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So at this point, I guess roll a d20. I think he's too stubborn to give up, but Daria, you roll the d20.
Okay. 12.
Yeah. He's going to run up to Moxie and
course he
attack
is.
her
And,
twice. Well, she's
sorry.
closest.
Yeah, I know.
Sir, yeah,
Yeah.
he.
Has disadvantage or something?
On a
I don't think there's anything
Oh,
else
no.
after that one attack.
that's it.
One round. Yeah. Okay. So he's going to attack Moxie twice. Good luck.
Yeah.
Henrietta, do you want to roll those?
Both of them?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh.
God.
Wow.
We
You
rolled,
didn't like Moxie that much anyway.
we rolled 3 crits for these guys.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just going to roll the first one first. And that's 16 points. Moxie still alive?
Yep.
All right. And here's the second one. Another 15 points.
Yeah, there she goes.
And she goes down.
Mm-hmm.
And he just licks the blade of his axe.
Sell you all for a good price.
I know we're running over. Everybody okay to continue? We're nearly done, I think.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Cracker
Okay.
on the floor.
So standing up's my move.
Half of your move.
A half of my move. Well,
He surrendered. He's alive. And the other guys are all dead.
here, right?
Yep.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So I can actually throw a javelin at him.
Sure. You want to drop your axe?
Don't like that idea.
But
it's really hard to put it down.
But it's a free action to
Understandable.
pick it up again, so.
Yeah, it is. So I've set it down, and
Okay.
but it's just hard to put it down.
Yeah.
I sleep
it's
with
your
that
best
thing.
friend.
I know. Possibly my only friend. Okay, and
Give you a
No,
healing
you
potion.
die.
Goddammit.
yeah, I know. I'm just
mean,
joking. Okay, and I'm
Sacrificed
raging.
myself.
Wow. People get offended easily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. And
All right.
I am hucking that javelin
Okay.
at this guy here.
Yep.
I'm hoping that hits.
Are you using reckless attack?
7.
Is
No, I'm
reckless attack melee only? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll say that hits as well. So that'll be another 7 points. He looks pretty bad. He's not dead yet. Who knows how many more he kills before it's over. So
know, right?
Cracker didn't move forward, right?
No.
She stayed where she is. Okay, fine.
Yep.
Delin, your turn.
Don't Cracker have a second attack?
Only if she
I got
remembers.
no, because I got up, right? Oh, movement in here is so different. Okay, I'm so sorry.
Can you
I
post the
do.
thing? Because I can't remember if it's. I think you can get 2 ranged attacks, but I'm not sure.
I think it's just melee, but hold on.
Just post
But
it.
it's also no, it's attack twice. Extra attack.
Okay. Yep.
But I always think
Okay, so-
because I took my movement to stand that I only have 1 action, but okay. I do have 2 javelins.
Somebody's got some homework.
I know.
Okay. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
Your party needs you.
Especially the
Need
dying
more of my
half elf.
brain.
Yeah. Elf is dying. Dudunt, dudunt, dudunt. For those of you who don't know. If you know, you know, which sounds like nobody knows. It's a great game. I grew up with it. Video game, arcade game. Okay. Yeah. He's got 2 javelins sticking out of him in his back, plus like part of his armor is all messed up. Dissolving. Delin.
Yeah. I am going to kind of just give the dwarf behind me an evil eye. Like I'm not done with you yet. But I'm going to turn my attention to the orc and cast Produce Flame. Sorry, not that one. That one. Oh, sorry.
Aren't they the same?
It was, but I took it from the spell list and not the attack, so I didn't check. But take the first one, 16.
Okay. Yeah. It hits him in the back as well. He looks pretty darn bad now.
Yep. And I am going to throw a healing word towards Oxy at level 2.
All right.
I'm not
8
dead yet.
points.
That's an 8.
Defiantly. And well done. Yeah. Good turn. Moxie is laying on the ground. She can stand up if she wants for half move. Pick up a dagger and poke at him.
Oh, she plans on it. Gonna stand up and try and stab the bastard in the back of the head or something.
Mm-hmm. Or the butt.
Just stab his ass for 6.
Yeah. Well, the sheer exhaustion and emotional trauma associated with dying and coming back probably threw
Didn't
off
help.
her aim. Yeah.
Kind of false.
Anything else for Moxie?
Gonna healing word herself.
Yeah, makes sense. Okay.
For 4.
And it's okay. And it's Zenice, not Denise. Sorry. I can't hear anything you're saying, Daria.
Neither can I.
Same.
Nora,
Daria, hello. Okay, I can see that
Can you hear
you're
me?
doing the. Now
Yeah,
I can hear you.
yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay, I don't know what happened.
Okay.
I'm gonna cast Tasha Mind Whip on the orc.
Ooh.
Save.
Oh.
damn.
Yep. And actually, believe it or not, I'm not just making this up. He literally goes down.
Finally.
How does he
Nice.
die, Daria? What does it look like, sound like, feel like, smell like, taste like? Silence. Nothing. I don't hear anything. Anybody hear anything?
No.
No.
There you go.
I'm thinking.
Huh? What?
Grabs his head and fall down.
Elnora runs over and just keeps kicking the dead body. Take that, you bastard!
Or she didn't run after the living
whisper.
one and try and beat him to smithereens.
Oh, yes, that's right. Yes. And she picks up one of the daggers that had fallen to the ground and she starts stabbing at him. How many hit points did he have left? Yeah, let's roll one attack. Susan, it was your idea.
Okay. Dagger. There we go.
He's dead.
Make her feel better.
She literally cuts his throat as he's surrendering.
She feels better now.
I was actually thinking of killing
Cathartic.
him myself, so I'm not.
Me too. That's what the axe is for.
Yeah.
She had a minor cathartic moment as she stabs him and slices his throat open, cackling as the blood sprays all over her tiny body.
And she looks around at all of you, and then she looks down at the bloody dagger and she drops it.
Feel better?
Somehow that doesn't feel as good as I thought it would. I think I'm going to go wash my hands. And she slowly walks over to the bridge.
Don't fall in.
And she just keeps walking, and then she just falls and disappears.
Fuck's sake.
Well, problem solved.
Malabar,
I
you
love
had
it.
one job. Keep her safe. Why did you let her go off the
Aw.
freaking bridge?
I didn't know she was going to jump off the bridge. She was going to wash her hands, she said. Did anybody not notice there wasn't a splash?
Oh. Maybe she was a
Ghost.
spirit. Oh. Maybe we need to go back to the graves to check if they're.
There's the third one.
Yeah. Well, there wouldn't be, would there? Who would bury this last one?
And we have no body to bury anyway, apparently.
Oh. Oh. Well, I guess we could did a good deed. I'm gonna go loot the freaking orc. Start rushing.
Yep.
Moxie kicks the
Loot 'em.
goblin and steals his daggers.
Yes,
I
Moxie
also-
she can recover all the daggers she's thrown, plus she'll actually pick up an extra 6 daggers. They're all very nicely made, but they're just normal daggers, apparently.
I'll take. I'll
The
add.
orc. Okay. The orc chief has a very large axe. His armor is now basically ruined as a result of the acid. But he does have a very large axe that's very nicely engraved, and it looks like it's very well made. You don't know if it's magical yet. You'll have to figure that out for next time. And he also has a very fancy gold chain. It's like a gold rope chain, and it's got a gigantic emblem on the bottom of it. And he's got a bunch of rings, gold and silver rings on each of his fingers.
The emblem.
And Cracker can.
Is it
and
kind of
Cracker-
a deity emblem or just a kind of family? Shield.
I don't know. Maybe you could recognize it if you knew something about orc deities.
I don't
I
know.
know
I-
something
you-
about orc deities.
I've been fighting a lot of
No,
orcs.
Okay, all right. I'll let you both roll a religion check. Mm-hmm.
8.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, who knows, right? I mean, it could be something he worships and it's not a demon for all. But the rings are in orcish letters. And they are spelled out. They spell out the words "live and die" with an ampersand, or the orcish equivalent.
Huh.
So 8 rings.
Cracker, this is something for you. And I'm gonna hand her the rings. Just, can you spell it right, or do I have to help you?
I can speak orcish. Can't read it, but you know, so I put them on my fingers and yeah,
You look
dive
cool.
and
So these are the
Lie.
letters. You could do a little alphabet soup
Yeah.
and rearrange them if you want.
Anagram.
Yeah.
I'll give you inspiration if you do something really clever with them.
Well, I've got dive and lie so far.
Yeah. Type.
Okay.
Why
If you
not?
could turn that into something like bouillabaisse, that would be really impressive. And
I yank out my javelins because I'm not leaving those behind.
okay, roll. I'll either say you get one back, or you can roll for each of them.
I'd
50-50.
like to roll for each of them.
Okay, so you might get none.
Okay.
Okay,
So 20? D20?
whatever you want. It's
Okay.
50%, right? I think we can do the math.
Oh,
Yeah.
Ah,
So you got one back. There you go.
I got one back? Okay.
Yep.
Yay.
Unless that was a D100.
Oh, it was not.
Can
Get off
examine
my sheet.
the other one.
And you see this dwarf woman who's all
Oh.
wrapped up in ropes and chains, and she's got some sort of a rag stuffed in her mouth. And she's just sort of hopping out on two bound legs.
Moxie goes to ungag her and try to unbind her.
Oh, thank heavens. Like a little bondage like the next girl, but that was a bit uncomfortable. Thank you. Did you kill them all?
Aye.
Well, we didn't kill the last one. A ghost did, but they're all dead.
Yeah, bloody bastards. And she gives a kick and then spits on the orc.
Hey, I was looting
And-
that guy.
Sorry. Didn't realize you were busy. He tried to grab me. Tried to fondle me. And then you know what he said? He said I wasn't big enough. Check this out. And she turns around and slaps her butt. Is that not big enough for you? I think that's quite big. Large, even. Huge. Not sure what he's going on about. Anyway, thank you for saving me. I am forever in your debt. My name is Drinkle. Drinkle Sweetwater.
Drinkle Sweetwater.
I'd love to learn a bit more about the rest of you, and thank you all personally for saving me, but I think we're out of time.
Yes, we are.
And that's where we're going to stop today. We ran over quite a bit.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Put a plus in the good pile now, since I killed some slavers.
Okay. I mean, you looted, so
Yeah, but you have to loot. They're dead. They don't
It's
need
normal.
Yeah.
you give you give that treasure to like an orphanage, and we can talk.
it. Well, I gave the rings to Cracker.
Yeah.
And she's an orphan.
Learn how to spell. See? Live and die. And it has spell
How
live and die.
about evil ID? Evil idea.
There you go.
Yep.
Yeah, and the little hyenas are busy eating the dead bodies unless anybody stops them.
No, Moxie's
Cud.
gonna let them have their fill.
Ugh. Ugh. And Cud is busy having a cup of tea, which, he needs after that stressful moment of being attacked and then decapitating one of the enemies with one fell swoop. Cud is very strong, no? And he flexes his muscle.
Super strong.
Cud should fight more.
Not like
No.
skinny elf. And he looks at Maliborn rather disdainfully. Maliborn, of course, is busy trying to wipe the blood off his boots.
Men.
Yeah.
Yeah, on that and on that note.
See? got a good laugh at it today, Al.
I did. You guys will also find the signs of their little camp, which has the typical camp things: bedrolls, rations, water, other slavers related equipment, chains, ropes. There are a couple of bags, including some things that have some gold we'll cover next week. You also see a pier and a small boat tied to the pier that you can access by climbing down the cliff along a rope ladder. At the foot of the rope ladder, you will find a small skeleton.
Aww.
Well, that would be Elnora, excuse me.
She said she found a way to escape. And on that sad note, have a wonderful week, everyone. See you next week.
You too.
All right.
You
Thank
too.
you.
All right.
To them.
Bye.
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 Bye, guys.